Alright guys, so someone left a sign for me. This is an all white feather. This is on top of the Vampyre Cave. I am like right on top, well, a little more on top is up there. But I'm looking on top of the Vampyre Cave. I'm looking north, that's west, north, east, that's downtown Tucson right there, and that's Mount Lemmon, and that is a mountain, but it's really a hill, but it's a mountain they call it. And there's the crater to a mountain, there's the freeway I-10. All right guys, my little white feather. This looks like an owl feather, to tell you the truth. There was a white owl that was up here, or somebody left sign for me. But it looks like there was a white owl up here because there's some feathers. There's some feathers right here. So it looks like something happened to this owl. He could have been just resting his head or something. I don't see guts or blood. I don't see a body, so all I see is a few feathers. It's not much to go on. But if it's a white owl, like a snow owl, it makes you wonder, how magical is that? A snow owl right here in, I don't know, it's almost 100 degrees out here. It's very hot out here right now. Somebody made some little seats to sit on. So let's go to the top of the Vampyre Cave. So this is part 2 of my Vampyre Cave series, and you guys will get a perspective of what the west, south, east side looks like of where I'm at. Now, it's very hard to get up here, if not impossible, if you're climbing up, if you're trying to climb up from this direction. See? Okay, that down there, that first car right there, that black one, that's my car. That's my car. But yeah, so the Vampyre Cave, it's way under this hill right here. And there's a few cave-ins that happened, and I'll show you those in a bit. But there's some, you can see some trails right there, some trails down there. And people come up, they turn, and they go all the way up. They go to that little castle right there. I'll usually climb up that hill and then go all the way down to the crater. And then, of course, there's this magical hill, which is the Vampyre Hill. I'm serious, man. Oh, there was nothing but vampire stories about this place. It's kind of funny that I'm on this hill. See, there's one cave in. You could see all these rocks. They look like it was a little cave in that happened right there. See, I'm telling you, man, they had a whole fortress under here. I was young coming up here. I was hearing all these stories, and yes, there was always teenagers and stuff hanging out in front of the cave. But I never knew what, being a vampire was at that time. But I had just found myself, getting close to those people. I never talked to them, but I was in their vicinity, I was in their proximity, and I just never knew that they did all that stuff, if people want to believe in that stuff, which I believe because I've seen the evidence for it. I just don't know personally what they did, but we're living in a new time now. We don't need to do all that crazy stuff. There's better ways to feed than chopping people up and drinking their blood, so here's another cave in. Here's another suction. It's like a suction type of thing going on top of here. So you can kind of barely see it. But right here, there's another one. Like, everything just wants to collapse. And there's a few more around here, but I will keep you guys posted, and stay tuned for part 3 of this video. And well, let me show you what I'm wearing. My moccasins, my camis. I'm wearing a muscle shirt, and then I'm wearing this gray long sleeve shirt, and then the black shirt. So it insulates me and it keeps me cool. That's why I'm wearing all these layers. Some people are like, well, you know, they'll come up here without a shirt on. They think that's going to keep them cool. That will keep them no more cooler than I am. So, you know, it's the same thing. And I brought warm water. Warm water is what I brought. Oh, well. You guys are lucky. Look at what I found. I found another suction. See that? Look at that obvious crater. So this hill on top of Vampyre Hill, it has craters everywhere. So here's one of them. It started getting sucked into the top of the fortress, the Vampire Mansion. There's another crater right there. Obvious craters. That's probably the 4th one I've shown you guys. Look at that. Crater. Obvious crater right there. See that? Look at that crater. Yeah. So, I'm comfortable with what I'm wearing. You know, and it's good to get out here hiking, you know. I love to hike because it gets me centered. It takes my mind off of a lot of negative stuff, and it's nothing but positive energy right here. Except, and I have to say, except for the south side of that mountain. And I'll probably show you that in a little bit. But stay tuned. This hike is not over yet. We just started. There's another crater. And there's that one crater that I just showed you. And there's the east side of Vampyre Hill, and the north side, northwest. Those are like some cottages up there that belong to the U of A, is what I hear. And there's the radio antenna on top of Tumamak Hill. I don't like Tumamak Hill too much because, you know, there's a lot of people there, and not that I don't like people, but you know, it's just kind of it gets congested with people walking, and it's pavement. I like to feel the rocks underneath my feet. That's why I wear moccasins. All right, I like to feel the rocks underneath my feet. I had this lady, she said, this Caucasian lady, she said, you should wear some boots, you know, I mean, aren't your feet gonna hurt? Like, they have no idea that this is the way we walk. You know what I'm saying? As an indigenous person, we feel the earth beneath our feet. You know what I'm saying? We feel it beneath our feet. You know, my grandfather was Opata Indian. You know, this is what a lot of people don't know. And, you know, the indigenous is in me. It's a part of me. You know, I just really don't go around waving a flag. But, you know, like if I went to the Opata Nation, they'd be like, what the hell are you doing here? You don't look like one of us. You're not black. But they don't understand that I'm mixed blood. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of us are mixed blood. But anyway, politics aside, you don't need to be indigenous to enjoy the outdoors as an indigenous, with an indigenous mind, you know, tuned towards the earth. I've been called a shaman, you know, I've been called all that stuff. But actually, I just love nature. You know, I try to get out as much as possible. I haven't been out in the longest time. But this is what I do. This is what I'm about. Because if you link up with nature, and you're one with nature, and you're not one with a beer can, then, you know, I mean, why don't you get one with drink? Why don't you drink at home? You know what I'm saying? When you're out here, just enjoy it naturally. I don't know why people, they try to mix both worlds, but it never works. Look at, they would never have found this if they were drinking. See that white feather? All right, guys, stay tuned. Bye.